We respectfully acknowledge that the land on which we are situated is the traditional territory of the Blackfoot Confederacy, consisting of Siksika Nation, Kainai Nation, Piikani Nation, and Blackfeet Nation in Montana. It is also part of Treaty 7, which also include Iari Nakota Nation, Tsuut'ina Nation, and Métis Nation Number 3. Their presence and culture enrich us all.
This is Cooking in Canada.
Last week, Heather showed me how to make Saskatoon berry soup and Bannok, and today we're going to taste it. We're at Drumheller Secondary, invited by the foods teacher, Matt, who also donated the berries for the soup.
The berry soup is always first.
Okay.
So,
I think you were telling me before it's a way to open the ceremony.
yes. Yeah, when we go to eat it, I'll talk a little bit more about kind of the protocol if you're ever invited to a ceremony. You'll know what to expect.
I'm starting kind of squishing.
Press, yeah, press gently. Dead simple. And at some point when it starts to really get easy to press, you got to taste it and see if there's enough sugar in there.
Okay, I think we need like a little bit more time to do it.
Yep.
Kind of squishing, but not too easy.
I think it'll be ready when the Bannok's ready.
So, sorry, for my purposes, you don't, it's medium heat, you don't bring it up to a boil necessarily?
No, no,
Okay.
always medium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't bring it up to a boil. That's good to know too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn it down. I'm gonna touch the. Okay, it's not very warm.
Okay.
When you're making the berry soup, like for a big ceremony, is it like a lot of people make soup and then they bring it, or is it like a big?
It's
pot
a
of soup?
big pot of soup and a big pot of berries. And that's why I'm never sure about how much sugar to put in,
Yeah.
because it's not meant to be overly sweet. Although I heard an interesting principal at one of the schools I was at last year came rushing up when he heard it was berry soup. He wasn't Indigenous, he was Mennonite. And he said his mother used to make berry soup all the time, and it was one of their special Sunday things when the berries were ready, that they would use it for a Sunday dinner. So I thought that was a really nice little link. That and he said it tasted exactly as ours did. So
Wow.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
an interesting crossover.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
You mentioned it when I had you in the first time, actually. It made me think my family is Danish on my dad's side,
Yeah.
and I don't speak it, so I'll butcher the name here, but they have a dish called rotgrol,
Okay.
which roughly translates to kind of like red pudding. And again, they use whatever red berries kind of grew naturally in Denmark. And
Yes.
it was the only other time I'd heard of like berry soup, because I've told people about this dessert that we have, and they say, oh, I've never heard of turning berries into soup. And it's like eating a whole, they kind of like get confused, like, oh, did you just eat a big bowl of jam? I'm like, no, it's not like that. It's much more.
yeah,
it is
yeah.
like-
It's soup.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah. And-
oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that either. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably Mennonite. There's probably some connection there where those cultures
Yeah,
share a little bit.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, good,
Yeah.
good.
Look, there we go.
Here we go. Okay. So while we're waiting for the bannock to cook and the berry soup to cook, I want to talk about sweetgrass. Yesterday we went and saw the white buffalo at Siksika, and the white buffalo is a really symbolic thing that Indigenous people believe in. It's seen as a thing of a symbol of renewal, of good things happening, and these young ladies had never seen a buffalo before, so they got up close and personal to the big male buffalo. And then I thought the one thing I forgot to talk about was sweetgrass. It was the only grass that the buffalo didn't eat. They left it, and so it became long and it smells sweet, and it became sacred to the people on the plains. So I want to give you one, Matt, for having us in your school, and yeah, it smells sweet. And ladies, I have one for you to take back to Mexico. and it won't take up much room in your luggage. But you can smell it. It does smell sweet. It's not. It's called sweet grass, but can't get high from it. They used to think that in the jails. But it's like burned as part of ceremony in the Catholic Church. You know how they use incense? Yeah. So that's how we use it in our ceremonies that we would use the berry soup for. There are 21 pieces of grass, and yours are quite small because we don't waste anything. You know, sometimes the braids are very thick, depending if the grass is very thick. And it takes a long, long time to pick sweetgrass. You have to be invited. I've only done it once, and it was the longest afternoon of my life because you have to pick it really carefully. You have to put tobacco down. And you wet it and you braid it wet. And you have 7 strands in each of the 3 things that you're braiding. It's for the 7 generations behind you, the 7 generations ahead of you, so future children, and then the 7 sacred values in Indigenous ceremony, things like respect and wisdom and humility. So that's what that represents. You burn it if you want. You can burn the end of it, and it makes a smoking ember. And it's basically cleanses if you feel bad or if you wanted to smudge your kitchen before the school year. You light your sweetgrass, just get it, put it under a plate or on top of a plate, so you don't leave any burning embers. But just get the smoke going, and then wave it around, and you're basically getting rid of energy in your classroom. That's what we believe. And what else? Oh, and we also believe that as you're doing that, you're thinking really good thoughts and basically praying to the Creator, and the smoke takes your prayers up to the Creator. So that's what I wanted to say about sweetgrass, and I'm happy to give it to you.
Thank
you have
so
to
much.
wait.
Yeah, I'll wait.
So that's it.
Great. And that would, of course, be like a big part of the ceremonies where you're eating berry soup. You're probably, like, people are probably burning sweetgrass.
They probably have already burnt sweetgrass. Most of the ceremonies would take place in the teepee, and eating the berry soup, there's a ring of teepees, and you have your lawn chairs all set up, and
Got your snagging blanket.
yeah. She's looking for a husband, so she bought a snagging blanket.
I'm telling everybody.
Get the word out. But no, you'd be sitting around in a circle, and the food would then be brought to you by the people. There's helpers outside where the ceremony has taken place in the teepee, and then they have prepared the soup elsewhere, not off-site, but just away from the group, and then bring it in and give everybody a little, usually paper cup now, of soup. So, and just a taste, really, depending on how many people are there at the ceremony. And if it's a Sundance, there's a lot of people, so, yeah.
So when you got to harvest some sweetgrass, whereabouts was it?
Just down by the river.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you can smell it. If you go to southern Alberta very much, do you have water on your property?
We're kind of up on a hill, but we've got a few dugouts. But and yeah, some of it is, like, we call it native pasture that's never really been broken the way that a lot of agriculture.
Yeah.
But it has been grazed fairly heavily. So.
Well, but the animals still seem to leave it alone.
Yeah.
Because they have free-range grazers on the reserve, and they don't touch it. And it's cows. It's not buffalo, right? Yeah. And like it's Mother Earth's hair. And I would go, you know what I always say is let your nose tell you where it is, because I looked forever. Really fresh. You can see it a little bit here. It's purple.
Okay.
So at the bottom of the bottom of the grass is purple, sometimes like right up to there. And if it's purple and it smells sweet, you've found it. And you're not meant to rip it out by its roots. Some people pull it, and almost like thinning carrots, they do pull it out by its roots, but you know, leaving enough for another to grow. Others believe in cutting it. And if I can recommend a book, it's called Braiding Sweetgrass. And it's, I think I talked about it before, but it's a book. This woman is an Indigenous botanist. And so she has her PhD in botany from, you know, from a school, like a regular school, and then, but she's really well versed in Indigenous ways of knowing, and so she talks about it, and she talks about going and laying in the sweetgrass, and she talks about what other plants, kind of how they nourish each other, and you would love it. You would really love that book.
I'm
so
adding it to my reading
yeah, do.
Good.
So the border won't give you any grief. You just put it in your suitcase. They
Change the dogs to smell this one.
Well, it's not even illegal, right? So,
Yeah.
But it was sometimes. I have to tell people that it is okay. It's not an illegal drug.
Yeah.
Especially if you're putting it in your suitcase. I would just go like this. And then put it in your car. You have a car in Mexico? Yeah. Put it on the dashboard of your car. And it'll keep you safe while you're driving.
It's starting to smell pretty good.
Yeah.
It smells delicious.
Yeah. Ah, thank you. Thank you. Do you want some water? I'll start the water.
The color is so incredible.
Yeah, isn't it?
Like fuchsia.
My bathroom used to be that color.
Oh, really?
Your bathroom's fuchsia.
It tastes good. It's not too sweet. It's very lightly sweet. And you taste it like the berries.
Okay.
That's
You don't want it sweet. You want to be able to really taste the berry juice.
Yep.
And I think you did a good job.
Okay, great. That's music to my ears.
Ah, that's hot? No, that's cold.
Is there a point in which I would want to stop swishing?
No.
Okay.
I'm finding all this stuff, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Bannock's ready.
Well, you're not sure yet. We don't go by clocks.
Okay, right. Okay. Let's see. Ew. Oh, it looks beautiful.
Pull it out.
It's perfectly golden. What do you think? Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks great.
You can slide it in a big plate. Do you want to take the wow. Thanks.
Oh my gosh, my first banner.
Your first Bannok.
My
After
first-
all the Bannok
Little
in
bigger?
my house.
Yeah. Whoa.
Hey, back away.
I'm rushing. I'm hungry.
So you're going to cut this round piece into squares.
Okay.
So you're going to cut it straight down the middle and then straight across there. And that's symbolic of like the 4 directions. So we're turning this all into a cultural important experience. So slice it straight down and then across.
I'm sure I can like this. Is that okay if I do that?
And then you're just going to do lines down here to make squares. Morgan, I think it worked.
I think so. It seems really good.
That smells really good. Too bad you didn't have smell-o-vision.
Yeah, seriously. I'm working on that. I did a little taste-o-vision experiment where I made a video and then I fed people the same cupcakes that were in the video.
Oh,
It was a little experiment.
yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have some big pieces.
Okay.
Yay. I'm gonna sneak a little so you taste them. Oh my god. Yay.
Good?
You don't know how much I'm gonna make this in my
Yeah,
house.
that's good. So if everybody sits around in the circle, you might as well follow protocol.
Yes, absolutely.
And we will have you pass out the Bannok first, Morgan. And if you had an elder here, which you don't.
Of course not.
You
Everyone
would
here
serve them first.
is
Yeah.
youthful.
Then,
You would serve them first?
yeah,
Okay.
you'd always serve them first.
Well, I'll serve the honored guests from
Yes.
Mexico first.
Yes.
There you go. And then a teacher. And then also a teacher.
Okay. Oh, we're short one.
No, oh, we're at.
Oh, okay. There we go. And Gavin, okay.
And Gavin. And me.
Yeah.
I did let Dana know, so she might show up.
Oh, great. Well, we have like plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll try.
So you can either, you just split it like this,
Okay.
and you can put margarine on it with the knives. I'll pass the knives. And jam if you want, or just jam, or just margarine.
Okay.
I'm gonna go all out.
I'm gonna go all out too.
I really liked how you measured your flour and stuff. That just pleases me.
Okay.
And because you're a chef and you know about the baking powder ratio to flour, like I know you were kind of keeping an eye on that too, and that made that really successful. And it just makes it more authentic to the Indigenous experience. Where, I mean, some places I've had where they take the measuring cup and they scrape off the extra. I just think, oh.
Yeah.
So, jam.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, there she is. Come, Dana. Come join us. And I'm sending berry soup home to Matthew because who
There you
knows,
go.
it's kind of part of his heritage.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Thank you very much.
Oh, I gave her
geez, I had to come to Drumheller to see you.
I
Tell those
know.
kids
Thank
I
you
bought
again.
stuff. Well, no, I am giving you that actually. I do have stuff for your children, you know.
You were traveling, right?
Mm.
Did you go to the, you were on the East Coast?
BA.
New Brunswick.
Union?
And then
NNOCK.
It was good this summer.
Good, so,
Mm-hmm.
that's good.
I go with a lot of
It's
jam.
fun to watch.
Maybe a little more. Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Now, please go if you want some.
Mm.
Oh, thank you.
Mm.
Did you tell me that Gavin was getting married this summer?
Mm-hmm. September 16th.
Okay, not quite yet. I couldn't remember whether it was summer
Yeah.
or.
We love Melissa.
It's so good. The
Very
jam is so
nice.
good.
Good job, Morgan.
Thank you.
Good.
That's very good.
Delicious.
Wow.
Yeah.
You taught me so well.
Mm.
I'm like, yeah.
If a chef can't get it.
It was good when things work out the first time.
Oh.
Now, Morgan.
I could eat this every day. I probably shouldn't, but I could.
Well, often families would, right? It's
Yeah.
really cheap. And it's a cheap bread. My Auntie Fern, they grew up eating Bannock. And when she first started going to school, it was a day school. And she would go to school with Bannock, but she was so embarrassed because it wasn't bread. She had my grandma cut it up into little squares. And so she'd take it out of her lunch pail and she'd eat it like this because she was so ashamed it wasn't. You know, and I just think, oh, that's so bad. That's so tragic that she felt, different and less than the other kids. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is too bad.
Yeah, it is too bad.
But hopefully, I mean, you're
Well, I
like
mean,
with what you're doing, teaching kids and like in the schools and stuff.
kind of a full circle thing, isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
Are you doing the soup after?
Yeah, no, we're doing soup now. As soon as you finish chewing,
Okay.
you can dish up soup, and then I'm going to show you what you do with the berry. And we need one extra bowl here. So,
Okay, so we have.
okay, you just dish up the soup, and nobody start eating it yet.
Okay.
Everybody has their berry soup, and as I said, it's the start of many ceremonies, including the biggest ceremony is the sun dance. and the Sundance is scheduled, I guess you could say, when the Saskatoon berries are done. At a Sundance, everybody would have a paper cup nowadays, and somebody comes by with a big pot and gives you soup in your paper cup. Then you take one berry, only one berry, and you have to hold it with your fingers, and you have to usually an old person will do a prayer, and everybody will close their eyes. I thought for us, what I'd like you to do is just envision good things for your next upcoming year. You know, you've all got stuff happening, and that would be just a really good thing to do. And then I take the berries, and I would take them and bury them when we leave.
Oh, so you make basically a prayer onto your berry.
Yeah.
And then
You bury
bury
it.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So take a minute. Gavin, you have to do this too. So take a berry.
Oh, like with you guys?
Yes.
Right now. You heard your mom.
Gotta do it together here. Okay, hold on then.
Okay. And then you just kind of close your eyes, and according to your own beliefs, you can say a prayer, but say something about a really good year. You know, giving thanks for a good year that you know you're going to have. Did you do it? Then you put the berry in this bowl. Pass the bowl along. And then we can start the Sundance.
And what kind of things, like, is there, I'm assuming, dancing at the Sundance?
Yeah, it's kind of giving thanks for basically the past year and the upcoming year. There's a whole bunch of different traditions. Each segment of the circle has different dances, and that's different families get up and they'll dance. They have I think I can talk about it. No, okay, I better not. Some stuff we're not supposed to talk about for ceremonies.
Yeah.
But there's dancing, there's feasting, there's old people in the teepee that are praying for 4 days for you, and all things like that go on. So, and it goes on for almost a week. Well, 7 days actually, because there's 7 societies. And each day a different society takes it until you get to the Horn Society, which is the old people that look after everybody's spiritual needs. And that's the ones where it's really powerful, and you get your face painted maybe with ochre and things like that. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Agar's Horn Society.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So eat, enjoy.
Okay.
Tell me what you think. You did a really good job.
Whoa, yay! Oh my god. That makes me happy.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys coming in. It was not entirely selfish. I gain a lot from this, so thank you so much for coming in. And yeah, anytime really. Like we've got a lot of berries, and so if you ever want to come out to the farm, if you're free in July,
Yeah, that's good to know.
Can you explain what you're doing?
We are burying the Saskatoon berries that all of us who participated in today's episode, I guess you could say, and we tried to honor the ceremony of the Saskatoon by infusing our first berry with our prayers for the upcoming year, and now we bury them. Just a minute. There we go. Okay, and you can pat it down.
Okay.
And that just basically completes, it shows you're honoring the berry and taking it back to the earth where it all started. So it's a thank you, basically.
Next time on Cooking in Canada, Season 2.